Hey everyone, Anaam here from the Nagual zone, and today I'd like to tell you that it all starts with a promise. It starts with a promise to grow your awareness. So at some point in the average man's life, the man, woman, average person's life, at some point they realize that the only thing that is worth growing is their awareness. Usually that point comes once the average man has led a lifetime as a guru, as a disciple, as a Buddhist monk, Dalai Lama, this, that, all the rest, superstar, rock star, pop star, king of pop, queen of ninjas, whatever else, You've done the whole gamut. You've done it all. You've been the Kabbalah priest and the Catholic priest and this and that, all the rest. You've done it all. And then comes a lifetime when it dawns on the average person that the only thing worth growing is my awareness. Once that realization dawns, and people faff about even after that, they'd run away from that realization, faff about a lot, because everything changes after that, you see. That realization is the last real nugget that person needs to totally change their life from then on, forever. And so a lot of people run away from it because they don't want to face the permanent change that it will entail. At some point, at that realization, the average man makes a promise to themselves. They make a promise that from now on, my only priority is to grow my awareness, by hook or by crook, to sharpen my awareness, to expand it. Now, I don't mean expand your awareness as in cosmic consciousness and I was one with the universe and whatever else. I died, I was on the operating theater for 5 hours and I saw Jesus or Krishna or some white light came and talked to me how we are all one and love is all there is and unconditional this and all the rest of the Harry Potter shit. Actually, Harry Potter is more interesting than all this. But people really believe it, and that's fine. Good luck to them. It's none of my business. All I know is that promise must happen. At one point, the average man arrives at a moment in their life when they make that promise. From now on, anything that is important, all that is important to me is the growth of my awareness. Okay, and that has a very specific meaning. It's not a subjective meaning. It's not like for the Hindu it means one thing, and for the Japanese it means one thing, and for the Native American it means one thing, for the woman it means one thing, for the man it means one. No, it's not a subjective thing. It's a realization that each average man comes to, and it's the same realization. You know why it's the same realization? Because our self-importance is exactly the same. There is only one self-importance, and its contents and the mazes it creates are infinite, but the actual self-importance and the nature and how it works are exactly the same. So that's the realization is also the same. It's two sides of the same coin. From then on, the average person's life changes, and when they start applying that, they make that promise to themselves. They start applying, they start moving in directions which take them towards greater growth of awareness. That's when they are now on the path of the warrior. They have now become an apprentice. From an average man to an apprentice, to a warrior, to a man of knowledge, is a journey that can take even sometimes many lifetimes, many repetitions. Because, each, from then on, from that promise on, every step that that person will take, every single step, anything they will do will cost them, because the cost is now consciously, it's not just bumbling through life hoping for the best. It's a soberly calculated cost. I need to start being honest with myself if I'm to grow my awareness. And oh my God, I'm starting to see how I'm a chronic liar. To myself, I lie to myself constantly. I constantly pretend to be better than I really am. And so it starts, and then the awareness grows, and the self-knowledge, know thyself kind of thing, that it starts to grow, right? And that promise takes that average man, the apprentice, the warrior, the man of knowledge, through a whole plethora of experiences and amazing growth that eventually must result in total freedom. Not at the idea of freedom, chasing the idea of freedom, because then you're just an average man acting out average fantasies in a tiffin box. But actual freedom. What does that mean? Now that is both subjective and objective, right? There is something called freedom, and there is something called, it's an experience as well. It's very hard to explain it, and I'll do another video on it one day. Once I'm better at explaining these things. But for now, remember that promise and reevaluate yourself so far. Reevaluate. Never. I spend every day, well, it's not like a thing that I do, it's just often during the day, during my time here, during the weeks, the months, I'm evaluating. If death came and tapped me, hugged me, tapped me on the shoulder, would I be ready to go right now? Honestly, would I be totally ready? Would I be, it's easy to lie to oneself about these questions, but to be brutally honest, would I be ready? And as long as I come up with the answer, yes, I'm untethered, I'm untied, I'm untangled with my environment, with my surroundings, with the people I'm with, I'm untangled, I'm untethered, then death and me can walk together to the next phase easily, not a problem at all. But if I've been lying to myself about that, I did not train myself to be brutally honest with myself, right? And a warrior cannot afford to say this. A warrior cannot afford to say this. Oh, I thought that it would be like that, but the reality is that it wasn't. A warrior can't afford to say that. That's for the average man. Those kind of faulty perceptions of themselves and their surroundings are for the average man. The trained warrior cannot afford to say that. The trained warrior has enough sobriety and pragmatism and practical sense to weigh the cost of their decisions in each moment and understand, okay, this is the likely consequence of this action. Now, how can I perform? If it's a yes, I'm going to go ahead and do this or be part of this, whatever it is. How can this be the most impeccable experience for me? How can I be the most impeccable participant in this experience? Right? And all of that unfolding starts with a promise. A promise to grow my awareness. What that means, each person must arrive at their own, not interpretation, but at their own experience of that statement. Now you can imagine how rare true warriors are, because people just, first of all, don't know where to start, okay? Secondly, if the few, that happy few that know where to start, they give up. They don't stick with it. They don't take the time to arrive at their own experience. These videos aren't, viewed by many people, that's fine. But even those of us who view them, are we gonna take this statement, this promise, and are we gonna look at ourselves seriously? It may take months, it may take years to look at it. Do we have the sticking power? Are we actually serious about growing our awareness? You see what I mean? So keep in mind the warrior's promise and evaluate in yourself. Is this what I really want? Or am I only looking for relief from the pressure of life? To find refuge in a belief system or something that is fascinating to me, and I like the sound of that, and I like it's all very, Carlos Castaneda and the beings and the inorganic beings and the this and all the rest of it all sounds amazing, exciting. If it's a romantic relationship you want with a set of beliefs, then fair enough, but don't kid yourself. Find out where that promise is within you. It may not be there, and it's totally fine to be fascinated with a belief system, because that's all it is at that point for that person. It's a belief system. They haven't really gone in and trained themselves and gained those valuable experiences that make their awareness grow, you see. So this was this week's little video for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments about this. The promise. The promise. Yeah. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching this video, and let me know what you think about hit like, subscribe, whatever, if that takes your fancy. And I shall see you soon. Walk in freedom now.